to say something about that, like, is it bubble, toil and trouble?
I'm pretty sure it's double.
Double.
Toil and
trouble. But then I really started second-guessing myself about how that phrase goes.
Do you know where that line is from?
Is that from Macbeth?
Good job! Look at you.
Jeez. Those dang witches. The witching hour.
Hey!
Real quick before I get into this tangent, just so people know, this is Comics Covered for the week of October 3rd, 2018, episode 45, and we talk about comic books and the world around them on this show.
Hey,
anyways.
That's one of those talking under your breath things I was talking about. The listeners cannot hear you, Doug.
I think they can hear me.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Whatever.
Anyways, one of my favorite things to do is if Leah ever... Leah's my girlfriend, ever asks me offhand what time it is, if I like to, reply very seriously, the witching hour, regardless the time of day.
Is that a new thing because of this new Justice League Dark thing?
No, actually, this is a thing that far predates that, and that's what reminded me of it.
That's
because
so weird.
I saw that phrase on the cover of the book while I was reading it next to her, and I pulled the same bit on her, only I had to ask her because I had to get us to the joke. But
wait, that's just a thing you do?
Oh yeah. I mean, not very often, but occasionally when I remember to. If she asks me what time it is, I will tell her the witching hour.
What does that even mean?
It's just
it doesn't mean
it doesn't mean anything, and it's the dumbest way to respond to that question at like 2:00 in the afternoon.
Twilight, the witching hour. That's great. Okay.
Anyways, yeah, so we talk about comic books, the world around them, the books, the movies, TV, games. Mm-hmm. We'll talk spoilers about some of that stuff, but we'll warn you, generally, definitely about the books. I'm Doug. I'm like the leader of our comics pack here.
Okay.
I was gonna say wolf pack, and then I decided, no, that fucking bit is so played out. No, I will not extend it.
And we both know why you have Wolfpack on your mind.
Why do I have Wolfpack? Oh,
we weren't going to go into it, Doug.
Nope. All right, we won't. I am here with my co-host Jack, who is a bit newer to comics.
Mm-hmm. I am here, and I am here to tell everyone that Doug the episode didn't actually start where Doug has edited it, unless he forgets or messes up. He messed up his WW Troy in Trouble and said nonsense for a while. So it was funnier. But I'm Jack, and I am newer to comics. And, I'm still new. I'm still relatively new. You know, Doug, it's October. That means that it's the end of November that we have exactly a year of this podcast. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So yeah, that's happening. And I'm about to guess who this character is based off of the look of it.
Yeah, so I've got an image here of a comic book character that I know about, that Jack doesn't know about, that he's gonna take a look at and make some educated guesses, maybe. Or
right now, it's a woman made of bees. She's just made of bees, and she has a pink or a purple cape on with a hood.
I'm not sure that there's evidence this is a woman.
She definitely has boobs.
No, I think that's a shadow. I think that's supposed to be like an ab.
That is
not ab, whatever, not
pectoral.
Whatever, peck.
That is a large pectoral. This person does bee steroids. Then. No, I'm serious.
Injects the steroids directly into the bees.
I think the bees are like there's a bee steroid of some sort that you like. I don't know. It creates more. I have no idea. But she's made of bees and she has boobs. That's a boob. I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna tell you right now, it is not a woman. No matter how much you want that to be a boob. Just saying.
Okay, does it not look like the shadow from a boob? It looks bigger than a pectoral, does it not?
But it's flat, though.
But it's not, because there's a shadow.
But you can see it from the side.
But it doesn't have a nipple, and the underboob is what's shadow.
Okay, alright. It doesn't have a nipple? He's made of bees.
Okay, I guess the nipple could be a stinger. I'm sorry. Is that
there has to be a nipple representation on here when the person's made of bees?
If the person's made of bees, how else are they going to lactate? If it's a woman.
It's not a woman.
They're a mammal.
Also, I would argue if a woman was made of bees, would not be able to lactate.
There'd have
Anyways,
to be some way.
we have to get off this strange lactation-centered tangent.
Okay, so it's a dude then?
This is a dude.
Okay, so it's a trans dude. Sorry.
No.
It's a dude who's made of bees. Just made of bees with a cape on. How does the cape stay on? Are all the beebs beebs? I just said beebs because I'm thinking of boobs. Are all the bees sentient?
You know, I mean, I'll tell you, they're very intelligent. Very intelligent bees.
So I guess this person, like, is able to send out... Okay, I'm gonna guess right now. Okay, their name is, like, The Hive or something like that.
Ooh, you're very close.
A hive mind? Is that it?
No, it's not hive. Hive is not the right word, but you're very, very close to the word, though.
Ah, shit. Wait, in terms of definition or in terms of sound?
Definition / just kind of like general, closely associated words.
Like horde?
Yeah, you're still right on it, but you're not there.
Is it with an H?
No, it's not H.
Ah, shit. I don't know.
You want me to just tell you?
You can tell me if I'm that close.
Okay, yeah, it's swarm.
Swarm of bees. I probably would have guessed that.
Swarm.
Okay. Okay, so the swarm or just swarm or what?
Swarm. Swarm.
Okay, so he's just made of bees and okay, I'm guessing that he just like is able to send out bees and they're able to complete tasks for him. Kind of like Ant-Man, but he's made of the insect in this case.
Yeah, I mean he's just made of bees. I mean he's just like the bees he attacks people with bees.
Does he have a limit of how many bees there are? Like, can he send out all his bees and not...
I mean, there's a limited number of bees. It says millions of bees here.
Millions of... So he's like 1 million ants from Rick and Morty.
Yes, he is.
I am back to 1 million ants.
God, I forgot about 1 million ants.
I haven't watched
that episode's so good.
It's so long. God, it's so good. The Vindicators.
Yep.
Okay, so we got 1 million ants here. 1 million bees, sorry. I feel like bees are much more useful than the ants, probably.
Oh, for sure. They can fly and, like...
They have a defense mechanism.
Yeah, they can sting.
They can make honey. They can cross-pollinate.
Oh, he can make honey.
Yes.
Wow, I didn't even think about that.
I mean, he probably makes it inside of, like, his kidneys of some... You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, okay, real quick. Is there a man in there?
No, he's just made of bees.
He's just made of bees. You're right. I did say that already.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
if there's a man in there, that'd be really bad because you wouldn't be able to explain to me like how they wouldn't be stinging him, how they wouldn't be going in his mouth. Like, also, why does he have human teeth? He has teeth.
All right. So how does a man end up as bees?
I think it's like a Swamp Thing thing. He's not a man. He's just a hive mind, bee consciousness. It's just like, okay, a swarm of bees got affected and turned into an anthropomorphized hive, not a man turned into this. Am I wrong?
You're pretty close with the Swamp Thing analogy. It's actually pretty close to that.
Okay, let's go then.
So, yeah, so he was, well, first off, just for a little bit of flavor here, he was one of Hitler's top scientists.
Uh-oh.
His name is Fritz von Meyer.
So he's a good guy, right? I'm just kidding.
Uh-huh. And so he was researching bees, and he happened upon this hyper intelligent colony of bees, and then they killed him.
Oh.
And then absorbed his consciousness. Don't worry about it.
Oh, Jesus. How does a bee... Okay, I'm sorry. I can take plants. I can do plants absorbing... I don't know why I can, but I can take that. Bees can't absorb anything.
Wait, you don't... Jack, bee eat you, bee absorb consciousness.
Okay.
That's how it works.
But also, bees don't eat things like that. They eat nectar.
I mean, what if it was the sweet nectar of your soul?
Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. I gotta stop asking those like getting on that. Okay, here we go. Also, I'm sorry, if it's just a hive of bees, why do they care about clothes?
Well, it is the consciousness of this man.
Yeah, but it's not like he's covering the parts that a man would cover.
No, he just wants a cape because he's a fucking weird, like, evil Nazi man. Like, also, he's trying to, I don't know.
Be evil.
He's evil.
Also, did you color this talking bubble yellow because it's a bee?
No, the speech bubble was yellow, and the text was in there, so I just colored it.
All his speech bubble is yellow?
I think, well, not all of them, but they are in this instance.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I gotta guess. This has gotta be like, I would say Marvel.
It is Marvel.
A Marvel.
This is a Marvel character.
This is a crazy character for Marvel specifically, honestly. This seems like a Batman villain to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. This must be an Ant-Man thing, is it?
I'm not sure who he debuted in Champions, which is a team book. I don't know that he's like specifically any one character's
Is it like a big deal if he debuted in a team book?
No. I mean, he's been in a bunch of stuff. Not a ton of modern stuff.
Is he like immortal now? Does he age? Wait a minute, the bees should die out. Okay, I guess they just make more bees.
Yeah, there's like a bee collar.
But he must have a queen in there that ages.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Is there a queen? I'm going to search on this page for queen.
Because even in 1 Million Ants, there is a queen.
There is a queen bee in Swarm's hive.
And if you killed it, my guess is that he would die.
Yeah, let's see. Someone captured the queen bee and left with it, and the swarm followed them.
Oh. I mean, that makes sense, I guess, yeah. Okay. What else is there?
I mean, I feel like we kind of covered the bases. I mean, they basically, like, swarm up like they're a physical form, like they're just, like, huddled really close together, and then they, like, shape change so that they can, like, make their fist real big or whatever. But,
wait a minute, that doesn't make
also, don't worry about it. And then, I mean, like, it makes sense, as much sense as Sandman.
I guess so.
Except these are bees.
Yeah.
So
they're living things. Like Sandman, I feel like there's a bunch of sand just all over the place. Like, that we can't, like, see that much, you know what I mean? So that's how I kind of logic that. He gets it from the ground and, like, he has some sort of... I don't know, actually. Never mind. This is making less sense as I talk about it. Wow.
Good God.
A swarm.
Anyways.
Okay, is he smart? I'm sorry, does he age, though?
I would assume
immortal?
not. I mean, I would assume the hive just, like, keeps making new bees.
Okay.
Like, it said there's a queen in there, and it's not a person anymore.
No.
So, I mean, theoretically, yeah, if the hive collectively has his consciousness in it, like, as far as... I mean, you know, if, like, I know anything about science...
Yeah.
Yeah, he would be immortal, you know.
I guess he's immortal. Okay, let's, wow. I'm excited for him to show up sometime. Sometime, there's gonna be, like, some hints, and he's gonna show up, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be like, oh, it's that guy! Okay, well, Doug, how's your week?
My week was pretty good. I talked last week about how I made a big old list of horror movies to watch.
Yes, I love that you wrote Spoop-tober, not Spooktober, like normal people do.
No, it got, you know, like it's October. I'm trying to get spooped.
But you put spoop with a P.
I'm trying to get spooped.
That's not a word. That's not a thing that people say.
I mean, it's a thing that you could say.
I feel like you just put spoop because you wanted to put poop somewhere in your post.
I don't know about that.
Did you know? I'm sorry, really, just to hijack this quick tangent. No,
nothing about poop.
No. It's not what you think. It's not about a digestive system. So there was a study done where people were put into a sort of Turing test where the thing on the other end was given one word to prove that either it was a human, and it could be either an AI trying to be a human or a person being human. And the word that people reported was most likely to signify that the other person was a human was poop. Because an AI wouldn't, like, get the childish humor from saying poop. They would just treat it as any other word. But humans, because poop is inherently funny to us in a juvenile way, they put poop. And that was the easiest way to tell. Isn't that great?
Sure.
Okay, in any case, you put your Spooptober update.
Yeah, Spooptober update. That was like a telegraph.
Yeah.
I watched a bunch of stuff. Some of the stuff was on my list.
Okay.
And then also some suggestions from the outside. So we watched
from
in this order.
Outside.
From the outside. You know, we took a vote collectively. We watched The Omen, and then The Nightmare Before Christmas, which is sort of a Halloween movie. Also sort of a Christmas movie.
I mean, it's kind of both, yeah.
It's both. It's a November movie, I feel like. Halloween, the original,
yes.
And A Nightmare on Elm Street.
So you're going to see the new Halloween coming out, right?
I don't have to have seen any of the other ones.
Okay, so that's the best thing about this movie coming out. So Danny McBride is partially writing it, which is crazy. I'm glad it's getting good buzz, and it looks awesome. So this movie there have been so many sequels of Halloween, including one where they don't have any Michael Myers references. Season of the Witch, number 3. It's great. They tried to make Halloween, I'm going all over the place. They tried to make Halloween this anthology series at first. So the third movie was their first foray into it, but everybody missed Michael Myers because he's the best. But lots of shitty sequels. This new one coming out is ignoring all the sequels, and it's basically treating itself as a Blade Runner 2049 sequel to the original Halloween.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Huh. Interesting.
It's great. I'm really excited.
Interesting.
I'm glad you've watched this now. I can't believe you haven't. I really haven't shown you this before. Any of these?
No. I mean, you showed me some. Like, I think we watched The Exorcist together. We watched some of that kind of stuff. But I've never gone back and watched any of the classic slasher movies, really.
Okay. What'd you think? I don't think we talked about this that much. What'd you think about these?
Halloween was fun. It's pretty schlocky.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. It was a very fun movie.
It's crazy to see Jamie Lee Curtis like that.
Oh yeah, very, very young. Good atmosphere. Pretty
music.
tense. Yeah. Great music. John Carpenter music, always great.
Oh, yeah.
A Nightmare on Elm Street, very fun. I was telling you, I'm still not really sure if I like Freddy.
I think he was better for the time. I think now there are, I think maybe even with 90s comics, people that are ultra violent and goofy like that, it usually seems like kind of a Venom in a way. You know what I mean?
Well, Venom's not
evil,
a cartoon character like that. Depending on the version, Venom is evil. But
okay, I don't know, but yeah, no, I totally understand what you mean. And he gets really annoying in his later sequels. I've seen some sequels; it's so bad.
I found some of his bits a little obnoxious.
Yeah,
I like that he's kind of cartoony. I think that fits with the idea of it being dream-like.
Yeah.
That he's doesn't seem real. But I don't know, some of it he was just this weird manic sleazeball where he's just I'm weird and rapey, you know,
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
Yeah, oh,
with
Jesus,
the tongue coming out of the fucking phone.
Really fucking weird.
It's great. It's great.
Anyways, and The Omen's real fun. I've seen The Nightmare Before Christmas before. That was my concession viewing.
What's The Omen? Is that Gregory Peck, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
With the son that is the demon child, the son of the devil.
And I showed you the unintentionally funny part of The New Omen.
Yes, you did.
The New Omen is actually pretty good. I like Liev Schreiber as an actor, and I think he did a good job. And the kid is genuinely creepy, but that moment is just so funny to me.
I'm curious to see some of those remakes or sequels.
Yeah, and you got Friday the 13th coming up here.
Yes. Yes, I'm going to watch Friday the 13th sometime in the next week, I think.
And I'm really excited for you to see Scream after all this, because have you seen that movie at all before?
Scream? No. I always avoided it because I figured I should watch these other movies
Thank you, because everybody for some reason thinks, like a lot of people think that it's just a straight up horror movie, but it's not. It's a straight up comedy, like horror movie. It's parody all over the place. That's why I hate Scary Movie 1 so much, because they're parodying a movie that was already a genius parody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah. Anyways.
But yeah.
Cool. Anything else? What were you playing?
Oh yeah.
Or, I mean, what did you do this week?
Don't tilt our hand, Doug.
Spoilers.
Yes. So I started playing this game called Stacking. Have you heard of this game, Doug?
That's the Double Fine game, right?
Yeah, Double Fine. Also does Guacamelee. Yes. Yep.
I think they publish Guacamelee. I don't think they made Guacamelee. But anyways.
Okay. This game, you play as a Russian doll, and you solve puzzles and use stealth to, like, as a Russian doll, you stack into people so you can control them, and, you become different sizes to fit into places. It's super interesting, and, it's made with stop motion, I think.
It's definitely made to look like it.
I don't know if it actually is.
It's not stop motion, but it's made at a low frame rate style that is supposed to make it look like it is, an old silent film almost.
Yeah, and it's great like that. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's not that long, but it's great. It's great.
Yeah, I played a bit of that. I didn't play the whole thing, but it was fun. It didn't run very well on my MacBook. So
I got you.
I didn't finish it.
Too bad.
But it seemed like a really cool idea, and I like Double Fine's stuff quite a bit.
Yeah, and it's an interesting thing for a puzzle. I think it's anything that you can find interesting ways to integrate puzzles into your gameplay. Anybody can do that. I'm totally down for it, and that's awesome. Cool, yo.
Awesome. Sounds cool. Let's get back to comic stuff and move on into news. All right. So, news this week. Not a ton of entertainment news, but we had there were a few trailers.
Also, did you miss the trailer for Daredevil season 3? I haven't watched it because I might as well not.
I totally forgot about that. I haven't watched it yet. No,
I'm not going to watch it just because I've already avoided it so long. I might as well.
When does that season start?
October 19th.
Holy shit, that's soon. I didn't realize it was this month.
I know. I fucking love Netflix.
Oh god, that's going to distract me so much from my. Maybe I'll wait. That's gonna be difficult.
It's gonna be a fucking hell of a season, I think.
I've already committed to waiting until November to play Red Dead because even though I'm very excited for it because I want to, I don't want it to distract me from my horror movie stuff, and I know if I start playing it, I will literally only want to do that every night for the rest of the month.
And it's gonna be huge, that game.
Yeah. It seems amazing. Anyways, we're getting very sidetracked. The one bit of entertainment news that at least I found interesting, there were some trailers and stuff. There was a new Aquaman trailer. There was some trailers for some TV stuff. But DC Universe put out a kind of timeline, kind of vague map for when all their shows are going to be coming out.
Oh shit! I actually didn't read this yet. I'm sorry. I'm here. Just keep talking.
So Titans is coming out this month, obviously. We already knew that.
Yes.
And then, their Young Justice reboot is coming out in January. Someone was really trying to sell me on that show and that, the early stuff is not that great in a way that was, making me think I should go back and continue that show, because the early stuff in it didn't really grab me all that much, but they were telling me that it, gets really good.
Okay, so I have a similar experience. A guy that I knew talked about how it was it's a great show. He watched it all the fucking time, and then when I watched it, I was just kind of huh.
Yeah, I watched the first arc or whatever, the first 2 or 3 episodes, and I was like, this is fine.
I just thought I'd rather be watching Justice League.
yeah.
You know.
Anyways, so that's happening in January. They're taking a break, and then starting again in June. Yeah. But in the break between when it's on break, Doom Patrol is happening.
Mid-February.
So that's going to be in mid-February. So that's a little ways away, but not a horribly long time away. A few months.
No, not really.
And then
Swamp Thing right after that.
And then right after that ends Swamp Thing.
And that's James Wan producing, right?
Yes. I have no idea what his involvement is on like the actual creative side, but he is producing in some, or show running. I'm not sure. But
I don't think he's show running. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I've heard producing. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's Stargirl?
That is like Starman. Stargirl.
Why not just do... What?
I don't know. They wanted to do Stargirl. Stargirl is a character in current continuity.
Okay.
And she's fairly popular. But I do wish it was a Starman thing, just because I like if they were to do like Jack Knight, that would be I think that would be a really good show. But anyways,
by the way, while we're on Starman, just really quickly. So I've been reading it, and it's funny to me because it tilts its hand on being from the 90s really badly. In that it refers to famous people that were famous not even in the 90s, before that. Like he's saying like blah blah, like Wesley Blake or something like that. Like I don't know who these people are, and I have to look them up, and it's like, oh, it's this random actor.
But I think that's the character, is he's obsessed with I don't think it's necessarily a 90s thing. He's a character who's
older
obsessed
stuff.
He's obsessed with like 50s, 60s and earlier, like American pop culture.
Like that. Yeah. No, I can see that. That makes sense. I just don't know who any of them are, and I have to look them up. I guess that's part of it too. Then I
think that's fine. Like I don't think I ever looked up any of those characters. People, I was just like, whatever, some weird obscure thing because he's obsessed with that shit.
I guess I didn't realize it's like that. I'm gonna do that from now on, because I'm sure it'll pop up again.
Yeah, it's like it's not important to your understanding. Like if there's like info about whoever this person is that's like relevant metaphorically or whatever, like they'll spell it out for you. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. In any case, DC Universe. Then we have Harley Quinn. Okay, I forgot about that show happening.
That's an animated show, I believe.
Oh.
I'm not sure if Stargirl is live action or animated, but
I wonder what design of the character they're going to use for Harley Quinn. Like if it's going to be the animated series kind of stuff.
They put out some sort of either teaser or image. I'll try to find it. Harley Quinn animated, not anime. Harley Quinn animated series. The little bit that they put out, she's got her classic hat, like jester hat on.
Okay.
But she's in prison in the bit they released, so she's just in like an orange jumpsuit. But so hard to tell. But it looks exactly like the classic look with the domino mask and the jester hat.
That's great. I love it.
Yeah. It's one of the best like female superhero costumes, I think. Anyways,
definitely. It could use a boob window though, right, Doug?
Every costume could use a boob window.
Yeah,
Superman, get that logo out of there. Give Superman a boob window.
Yeah.
Give him boobs and then a boob window.
I mean, if you want to inspire hope, I mean, isn't that better than the damn sign, you know?
Yeah. I mean, a boob window inspires hope in me.
That's what it means though, right? The symbol means hope?
Depends. Some versions. I mean, it's the crest of his family.
Okay.
I think that is an idea that was introduced into continuity at some point. So
do they ever get mad?
That's probably true.
Do they ever get mad that their crest now people think just means Superman? Because that seems kind of arbitrary, doesn't it?
Like what do you who?
Like normal people in the DC universe probably just see the S as Superman.
Yeah, what about it? Does who get mad though?
Would his family be rolling in their graves?
Like the Superman's ancestors?
Yeah.
No, because he's doing good with it. Like it's come to represent this great hero, you know? Like I feel like they'd be happy with that. Whatever.
Okay, whatever. It's not that big a deal.
Anyways, in DC's ongoing crusade to give an imprint to everyone and their mother, Bendis gets his second imprint?
I believe second, yeah, because he has the Jinx World over there, and then this.
Is that the only other one he's heading?
I believe so. I mean,
okay. So Brian Michael Bendis is getting another imprint at DC. called Wonder Comics. I believe it is an imprint aimed at teens.
Yes. No, that's what it is.
Which is a little confusing to me because I thought that's what I get them mixed up, but I thought that's what the like DC Ink and DC Zoom were. That they were like kids and teen, and then
I thought
teens.
Those were young adults, and these are younger teens.
Okay, so this one is more teenagers.
Wait, why would there be something for young adults? Wouldn't that be just mature?
Yeah, the lines between all of these are starting to get very blurred and confusing. If one of those other ones was a kids one and one of them was a teens one,
that makes sense.
We get that. But
maybe the Zoom one is kids.
I'm not sure. I think one of those ones was kids.
Okay. Also, anyways, I just read in here that he's introducing Teen Lantern. I don't like that.
What?
Bendis also said he'd be introducing Teen Lantern as a part of the new Young Justice team's lineup. What the fuck does that, like, it's a play off of green, but, like, they're all colors. You can't just call yourself Teen Lantern. What kind of lantern are you? You have a name. No.
Yeah, the color is teen.
Like, okay, it'd be better if it was teal. What if it was teal?
Okay, so on the emotional spectrum, that one is angst.
That's stupid.
Teen Lantern. That's so stupid. I didn't even see that.
I mean, maybe it's supposed to be like it is supposed to be gimmicky. I get that, but it just sounds so lame.
Yeah, yeah. So that's I'm guessing one of the characters in this new Young Justice book.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the flagship book of this. They're doing a new Young Justice book. They're also doing books about the Wonder Twins.
Wonder Twins.
Impulse, which is it's Wally West or Barry Allen's son. I do not remember, or grandson. I don't know.
Which Wally West?
He's a speedster kid. The old one.
Okay.
Connor Kent, who is the old Superboy. Dial H for Hero. A bunch of other books. So yeah.
What's Dial H for Hero?
It is a series in which a character has a magical telephone that they call to, I believe, get superpowers.
That's awesome. What? Have you read that?
No.
Have you seen the movie Dial M for Murder?
No, I have not.
It's Alfred Hitchcock. It's a fantastic movie, and this is a play off of that. That's awesome.
I assume. Anyways, so yeah, that's about all. I don't really have much to say about that.
Okay.
I just find it funny that they're giving everyone an imprint.
It is funny. I think it's funny that you said that we were going to focus on like big news stories, but then you didn't put in like that trailer. You didn't put in that Avengers 4 Wrapped. Do you see that?
That's not big news. I don't give a shit about something wrapped filming. Like that's
crazy.
That's not news. Like whatever. Okay, we knew the movie was coming out. Like I get no new information from that other than they're done filming.
Okay, whatever.
And like I don't know, I saw some of the trailers. I did miss the Daredevil one. That was my bad. But I didn't care about the trailers that came out.
I feel that. Okay, I'm secret. You're being secretive. Let's hear.
Okay, yes, I have a secret.
Story.
I have a secret. Very quickly.
I haven't looked up this news story, and Doug looked it up and told me not to look it up. So let's hear it.
Yep. So, Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Okay.
One of our favorite new characters at Marvel, is the first announced character in Donny Cates' Guardians of the Galaxy book.
Oh my god. That is so cool. He's on the team?
Yes. Here, I'll give you a link that has the like teaser image. Yeah. Sorry,
Samantha looked it up before, and she came in and she's like, "Yo, he told you?" I'm so excited.
Oh, so good.
Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah, so they put out a teaser image that like
Samantha says hi. Sorry.
Hello. There's a big silhouette of everyone who's going to be on the team. You can maybe make some assumptions based on some of these silhouettes.
Okay, let's do this. Come on.
Cosmic
Ghost Rider.
Anyways, Cosmic Ghost Rider is the first character to kind of be unveiled in this big silhouette. Okay, he's just right in the middle there, so you could not have guessed him if you had seen the silhouette before this.
It's so cool, though. I'm so excited because I love, like... Okay, we'll talk about the issue a little bit more, but we really see the path that I think he's going to be on from this issue.
Yes.
So I'm really fucking pumped for him to be dwelled on. Like,
yeah.
Oh, God.
I think he's a fantastic new cosmic character. He's a great, like, play on an old Marvel character that's kind of just, like, doing something new and interesting and different with him.
Yeah. And it makes sense, kind of. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it totally does.
Yeah.
Like, it seems ridiculous when you first hear it, but then, like, the way that they develop it and explain it and stuff in the book really makes it make sense. Anyways, we'll talk more about that book later.
How many people are usually on Guardians of the Galaxy?
Not that many. It's usually, like, I don't know, like, 5 or 6.
It seems like there are at least, like, 8 or 9 people.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, they were making a big deal when they announced this series that it was going to be, like, a large team. I'm guessing it's going to be like a rotating roster of some kind.
Probably. I see Groot, obviously.
Yeah, I think that middle one is Groot. He looks large, though.
I think it's like Galactus.
Have you ever seen Original Groot?
No. Wait, yes. Didn't you show me it? He looks like evil, sinister, right?
Yeah, he was like a giant, like bulky tree monster.
Yeah.
He just looks like a giant stump. Yeah, it's the Groot, the monster from Planet X, and he's just like killing people.
Is this thing with the pointed helmet? Is that Adam Strange?
No, that's a DC character.
Not Adam Strange. Fucking Adam Warlock.
The little pointed helmet. I'm guessing that's Nova.
Oh, Nova. Okay, I don't know.
Because he's got a big like 3-pointed star on the face of his helmet and a big round helmet. So I'm guessing that's Nova. Don't know which one. There's a few of them. There's a whole Nova Corps. But,
yeah.
Adam Warlock might be no, that could, it is a cape though. The one off to the right with the hair could be Adam Warlock. He has short hair.
I got you. What about this big round helmet on the other side, on the left?
No fucking idea.
Juggernaut.
Juggerduck.
Juggerduck. What if
Holy
it is?
Shit. Oh my god.
No, he was from a different universe, and he's dead.
He was
also
from a different universe.
Spoilers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry.
This is very difficult to tease anything out of it. But
yeah.
The right one could be Thor too. I'm not sure. Anyways,
right. Off of this. But yeah.
Yeah. So that's really cool, though. I am excited for that book as all get out.
Thanos was his first job. Interesting. I didn't know that actually.
It was his first job at Marvel.
Yeah, at Marvel is what I mean. Yeah. God, I'm so excited for him and Jeff Shaw. This is just going to be... I need to temper my expectations for this, but I feel like I don't because I trust Donny Cates to write anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, at the very least, you know it's going to be fucking gorgeous. Like,
oh, God, yeah.
At the very least. But, like, yeah, I trust Donny Cates.
Yeah.
Pretty much entirely at this point. And we'll talk about that more in a bit. Speaking of writers whose work we've been enjoying, Chip Zdarsky, who we're both really big fans of his 2-in-1 book. He just announced that he is going to be writing an Invaders book on Twitter.
So this is a thing that has been a thing in the past, or what?
Yes, I think I explained this to you at some point. Invaders is basically like a flashback team. It's like a team. It's a book about characters back in World War II, or at least historically.
Okay, so Cap in like his normal time.
Yes. So before he was frozen. So it originally was Cap, the original Human Torch, Namor. I think that's it, and then like Bucky. You know.
Okay.
So this is the original lineup. It's Cap, Bucky, Namor, and the original Human Torch. So,
what's the name of the original Human Torch again?
Jim Hammond.
Jim Hammond. Okay.
Yeah. And he's the one who's an android, he's basically not related at all to the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, he was a character that you gave me at the beginning of the show.
Yep. So, and I mean, I really liked his kind of more dramatic turn with Chip Zdarsky's dramatic turn in writing 2-in-1, and this doesn't seem to have any real hint that this is some sort of like wacky parody book, which is the stuff that like turned me off from his work before.
Yeah.
So like if this is in the vein of like what he was doing with 2-in-1, where it's like a bit more of a balance, with some really fucking good character work, like I'm really on board. And it sounds like this book is going to be both flashing back to World War II and about the characters in modern day.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Is there a danger here for a bickering team, though?
I mean, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, especially if you got Namor on the team.
Yeah.
But I mean, he writes Thing and Human Torch really well, and they are two characters who like historically
that's true
are like
always
constantly arguing, which is something that Jeff Lemire was very clearly trying to ape in the early Terrifics issues. That really turned me off. But they like, I think Zdarsky writes them in a way that's fun bickering as opposed to like annoying arguing, you know?
Yeah, no, I can feel that. Okay, cool. I'm excited.
Cool.
Have you read any of these Invaders series before?
I have not.
Okay.
So I am interested to check this out.
Very, very cool. Okay.
Cool. All right. Well, let's talk about our weekly comics.
Yeah.
All right. So, we read a whole bunch of books.
You say all right all the time when you're starting a section. It's really funny.
Alrighty then.
All right.
I am Ace Ventura.
Okay.
So, Jack, we read a bunch of books this week.
Yes.
Tell everyone what we read.
Okay, I love that you're giving me the reins. This is great. We're starting off with Donny Cates' Double Penetration. The Cuts and Ghost Rider, number 4.
Should have seen that one coming.
Death of the Inhumans, number 4. I will not make a joke about seeing something coming. Justice League, number 9. The Magic Order, number 4. Wonder Woman and Justice League Dark, The Witching Hour, number 1. And wait, that was really it? Oh, I picked up some that came out weeks ago. Like, I finally got Hillbilly, Red-Eyed Witchery, and I'm surprised you didn't get House of Muck. I thought you said you were going to get that.
No, I decided I was going to skip it.
Samantha did want to continue reading, and we got it, and she said that it was better than last issue.
Okay, that's good.
So I'm going to read it today, probably.
I've just been being pretty harsh about in the last like month or so.
Definitely.
After those few really big weeks.
Oh God, yeah.
Just like the books need to hit a certain bar.
Yes.
For new series at this point, if I'm going to keep reading them. But anyways,
what'd you read, Doug?
Yeah. I also read Batman number 56, Paper Girls, not number 1.
I was going to say, what?
Paper Girls number 25. I don't know how that got in there.
I can read, I can talk about Paper Girls number 1. I read that.
Yeah, let's talk about Paper Girls number 1. Umbrella Academy, Hotel Oblivion number 1. That is the start of the 3rd series of Umbrella Academy. I'm not going to talk about it in specifics just because you didn't read it, but
But you're going to continue, yes?
I am definitely going to continue. It was more of what's great about that series.
Okay.
It's a really clever, I will say, just very quickly, this one is playing off of, like, the idea of, like, what do you do with your villains after, like, you defeat them? Like, it seems to be a series that's going to be centered around that.
Okay.
Like, yeah, how do you, like, what do you do with them?
Okay.
But, in a really clever way. Anyways, so, spoiler warning, Jack. Thank you. That is the spoiler noise. We're going to talk spoilers about these books.
Yes.
So, we're probably going to move away from this format, I think, in the future. But, we're going to continue doing it, this week. I think we're going to just talk more generally about the books going forward.
Yes.
But, this week, we're going to finish this one out, Jack, what was your favorite cover?
No, you go first, because mine goes into my book that I gotta talk about.
Oh, good point. Thinking ahead.
Yes.
My favorite cover this week
You stole mine, too.
It's a fucking good cover.
So fucking good. Okay, go ahead.
Was Death of the Inhumans, number 4. And this cover, oh god, remind me who the cover artist is?
Kare Andrews.
Kare Andrews, who I believe I think he did the other covers.
All of them. They all look the same.
Yes.
Like, and they're all amazing.
I believe he's done all the covers. They've all been very good.
Yeah.
So this cover is Medusa, and she's sitting on a throne that's on these big stone steps. It's a large stone throne, and she is dead. And she is like, her face is a skeleton. She's just flopped over this throne. And the thing about Medusa, so Medusa is an Inhuman, for people who aren't reading this book or don't know anything about the Inhumans, which is basically a group of like very isolated, superpowered characters who've been experimented on by aliens. Anyways, quick pitch.
The Kree specifically.
Yes. And Medusa's bit is that she has, like mythical Medusa, control of her hair. They're not made of snakes.
Yeah.
Like the mythical Medusa, but she has very, very, very long red hair that she is able to control like tentacles, basically. It's silly, it's great, it's fun. And this cover, because you're so used to seeing Medusa with like this very lively kind of living hair.
Yeah.
Very like, it's always, even when it's not like moving around like tentacles all the time, it's like, it's bushy, it's got volume, it's like, it looks like it's just big and kind of, like it's not heavy like it is on this cover.
Yeah, it's like, it's all together, it's compact, it's, yeah.
Yeah, and on this cover, it's fucking just raining down from her head like water.
Yeah.
Like, it's like all the life has been taken out of it, and it's just streaming down, actually probably supposed to be more like blood.
Yeah.
Like, it definitely is. It definitely is supposed to be like blood. I for some reason, didn't even realize that.
Well, yeah, and then, like, gravity now has full hold on her head as opposed to every other time when she's alive, so it's just, yeah.
Now that I'm looking at this, that's, like, this cover is basically supposed to look like her head is bleeding and it is pouring down everywhere, because it looks like liquid.
Yeah.
But it's drawn with all these strands of hair. It's like, it's this really, really clever metaphorical way to handle this, and it's a very unsettling image that takes really good advantage of what you know of this character and this character's powers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's especially good because this character is not dead currently in the book.
Yeah.
I think that would just be kind of morbid and needless, but it's like this, because the character is alive, it serves as this very foreboding kind of like portent of doom for this character, you know?
Well, yeah,
or for this group of characters. And I don't know that this necessarily means that this character is going to die, but yeah, it's just like, it's this fucking really unsettling image of one of the main characters in this book, and I think it's just really well rendered.
Agreed.
The red and the rest of the colors are just really well done.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful painted cover.
Also, can we talk about how much people online hate this book?
Oh, people fucking hate this book.
I get that, like, neither of us really have that much of a connection to Inhumans as, like, characters as much, I guess. But, like, even if you do, people say, like, the writing is bad. And I'm like, bro, this is beautifully written.
That's just so wrong.
It's just like, you read this and it's like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
It's just
yeah. It's like, I can definitely wrap my head around people like being upset about like the idea of like this feeling like a gimmick, like that it's using the death of characters just as like for shock value.
But I feel like it's not.
But it's not. Like, I definitely feel like there's thought and intent being put into this, and it's like it's being used to propel the story. It's being used for character development. And like, there's a difference between doing that and killing a character because it's a headline, you know?
Yeah.
And I think the writing here is unassailable.
Like the characters aren't doing things that they wouldn't do, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah. No.
And that's a big thing of like having people die and stuff like that for no reason. Like, I feel like that's usually where it comes from. Characters doing something that they wouldn't normally do. But these characters are behaving in a way that makes sense. The Kree are behaving in a way that makes sense, in fact. So, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I find it very frustrating. I find it understandable in the broad sense of being upset about them killing a bunch of characters.
Yes.
But I think that, like, yeah, for me, like, the writing, like, you can't, I can't I don't understand why anyone would criticize the writing in this series. It's so good.
Also, the goddamn reveal, spoilers, is just like heartbreaking.
The reveal is heartbreaking, but also kind of exciting and hopeful in some ways.
Yeah, that it's technology and not like this one immortal, super powerful dude.
Well, no, it's that like that these characters are still alive.
Oh yeah. No, definitely.
Like that is the reveal here, is that in this series called Death of the Inhumans, and some of these characters have died. Maximus is now dead.
Yeah.
But like, pretty much every other character that we've seen die in the series is not dead.
Yeah.
They've all been like teleported, because the reveal is that this villain Vox, they've all been thinking he's been replicating Black Bolt's power to like basically,
atomize.
Send out a blast with his voice, but it turns out he's actually teleporting people.
Which makes so much sense based off of how they drew it.
Yep, which, we caught early on in the series.
Yeah.
Weren't sure, but, it was a theory.
Yeah.
They've been teleporting them and transforming them into Vox. So, which made me think back, when Maximus fought Vox, did Vox like get hurt or anything? When Lockjaw and Maximus fought him?
I don't remember. Point, I think. Like, they got an upper hand at some point before he spoke, I believe.
Because I feel like the implication must be, if that happened, I don't recall, but I feel like there must have been something that injured him, and then the implication here is that he died. Whoever was Vox, whatever other Inhuman that they made into Vox, must have died, and then they made Maximus into Vox.
Oh, like it's kind of a mantle, and they like.
Oh, it definitely is. I mean, they're making a new person into Vox.
Yeah.
And also, Maximus was fighting Vox, so it must have been someone else at that point.
I can feel that.
He's Maximus at the end of this.
Yeah.
Because they get confused about that at a certain point. Because they're like, wait, Maximus got killed by Vox. How is this Maximus?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, yeah. So that's really exciting. But anyways,
by the way, are you excited for Beta Ray Bill and Lockjaw series?
Oh fuck, that shit was so good. I almost picked. God, there's so much good.
Fetch.
Yeah, so many good Lockjaw and Beta Ray Bill shit in this. I don't know enough about either of those characters to know if that's a thing they made up for this series or not, but that's such a good idea.
Yeah.
And then to just like, because it creates this emotional connection that wasn't there before, and it's really cool. But this moment where he says, at last we've discovered the villain's weakness. It would seem he's quite vulnerable to hammers.
Yes.
After he smashes him with a hammer. Oh, it's so good.
It's good stuff.
Anyways.
Beta Ray Bill, fantastic.
I don't care what anybody says. This book is very good. Jack, what was your favorite cover this week?
My cover of the week, because you stole mine, was Magic Order, runner-up Cosmic Ghost Rider, because it's nice.
That is also a very good cover.
But no, Magic Order, because, okay, there's something about how, okay, first of all, this is my God to Talk About It book, too.
Yes.
Because this book has been good.
Yeah.
I just think this issue has brought this book a lot of good, because, like, I think it's a fantastic place to be, and I think right now we've gotten our first sort of fight back from the good guys, and like how we're gonna see the good guys kick ass and shit. And it's so nice.
This definitely felt like a turning point in the direction of like, all right, now this is a fight.
Yes.
Like, it's not just them being hunted and victimized by the villain.
Yeah.
It's them coming back around and saying, all right, no, we're going to stand up for ourselves. And that feels like the real start of like the thrust of this story.
Yes. In that vein, I think this cover is really thematically driven in that sense that he's standing here amongst all this death and despair of these falling red skulls around him. And also, it's drawn in a specific way that I don't know if you noticed this, each red skull is outlined just like he is, and I feel like that little outline brings it out of the page and almost makes it feel like it's this 3D image that he's standing in. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You see that?
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So I think that's so cool, and I haven't seen that done yet. And I think specifically for this cover where he's standing strong and like amongst all this death, like all around him in this 3D image, I feel that 3D space and the stuff in the background, and I think that's a really cool effect. That's done awesomely. I don't know is this Olivia Coppel still?
Yeah, this is Olivia Coppel.
Oh, with Dave Stewart and Matteo Scalera.
Wait, Matteo Scalera?
It says covers Olivia.
Oh, that must. I think that's a variant cover is Matteo Scalera.
Oh, I'm sure that'd be good too.
This cover is Olivia Coppel with Dave Stewart.
Well, Dave Stewart is amazing at colors, and Olivia Coppel did some good shit here. So yeah, that is mine because I think this outline shit is so cool and how it puts them forward, even though they're not. Like, I don't know.
I mean, it's a technique that you definitely see, but like if you're looking for it, but like it's definitely like really well used here, especially in how like it's taking all the different colors from the different areas, like when his head in front of this this kind of sunset background, he's taking the orange for the outline.
Yeah,
all these skulls are taking the green. Like it does give it this really nice sense of depth to it that like a lot of covers don't have.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it, like, I feel like depth in a way that doesn't feel like majestic and stuff like a lot of like big covers do, but like a depth that like makes it feel mystical to me. Like it makes it feel like a 3D movie and like that it shouldn't have this depth, but it does, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah. But I wanted to talk about this book in general because I think it's awesome. Starting off in like the 40s where they're dealing with World War II and this little girl. I guess this is the little girl. She must have been time traveling.
Yep. Because she talks about it in the scene after this. This is the sister character, Cordelia, and she travels back in time to see her grandfather in the 40s.
Yes.
And steals his car.
Just great. And then
she hands him a business card that says Cordelia Moonstone, escapologist. And then she steals his car.
I didn't realize that she stole the car, I guess.
Yeah, no, because she like
is in the trunk.
Like, yeah, kind of sneaks into the trunk of their car as they go off to this secret meeting, and they let her out. And then she introduces herself, hands him a business card. While he's looking at the business card, she drives away in the car and waves back at them.
This is why we have to think carefully before having children.
Yes.
Oh, it's too funny. But like, I don't know what I like better about this series, the art or the writing, because they're both like, I love how the characters are written and how this story is progressing and the world that they're building, like this place that they can be that they can't start shit. I love that idea. Like, it reminds me of, well, okay, actually I can't tell you what it reminds me of.
Okay.
Sorry, it's something that you are experiencing.
Oh.
In any case, I love that. I love that because like we knew that this son was gonna get pulled back into this world again. And it's just, it's so. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting really excited about this. I should have organized my thoughts better. This monster that he has to fight right now, it feels like it's just gonna kick his ass and they're gonna die.
Yes.
But then
it's this big crazy moment when the monster shows up and you're like, holy shit, how's he gonna get out of this?
So he's dead. Yeah, I literally said like, okay, he's dead.
Yep.
But no, like it eats reality, but he runs away, he directs his wife to run away, and he's like, get my magic wand, and then he fucking kicks ass.
Yeah, and then the reveal that this character who's been like he's been hiding out, avoiding like being involved in the magical world at all this whole time.
Yeah.
So you've never seen him interact with magic. You just assume it's a thing that he's given up. He doesn't have a connection to it anymore.
Yeah.
And at the end, when he's forced to like by these villains to like get back into the world of magic, the reveal is like he's a fucking badass.
Yeah, and he's just like, we don't even see a lot of the battle. We just see him rushing into it, flying into the storm, and then he says, "Relax, I trapped it. Everything's gonna be fine." And it's just this little thing in this little vial that he has. He's just,
he trapped this giant fucking, like, kaiju-sized monster in this tiny little glass vial he has. And then, like, his brother says, like, it says, "All these years pretending to be normal, I forgot how fucking badass you are, kid."
Yeah.
Like, just this implication, like, I love that as a twist, that it turns out that character, like, because it would be so easy to just victimize this character.
Oh, of
and have
course.
him be the one who gets killed and becomes, like, the impetus for everyone to, like, for everyone to, like, avenge his death, because he was the weak one.
Yeah.
But, like, no, like, he has the most agency of any of these characters, and it feels like he's going to become, like, the central character going forward.
Yes, for sure.
Or at least kind of the driving force of the group.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
You know what it reminds me of a lot is, you've seen The Godfather, right?
Yes.
So, like, when you're first watching The Godfather and how they introduce Michael Corleone, he is like the brother that's not really in there. He's a lawyer, he's straight-laced and everything, but once his father passes, he comes and he, like, takes the reins and he makes his family into something, like, bigger, and he organizes them and he gets them, like, good and strong again. And so I feel like, actually, the more I talk about it, this is so a, like, analogy to The Godfather, is it not?
I could see it.
It's a family that the guy that was out it for a while is coming in to now get them together because they were being victimized by another family.
Sure, yeah.
I mean,
can see it.
I feel like that's it. This is The Godfather, but with magic.
I have not seen The Godfather in a long time. Was Michael, like, the one who was out?
Yeah, Michael was a lawyer. He was out, and his dad was running everything, but then he dies, and Michael comes in and fucking, kicks ass.
I could definitely see this being, like, the pitch here being, like, The Godfather, but Harry Potter.
Yeah. Shit, I have to watch those movies now again. I'm really excited. Thank you, Mark Millar.
You're gonna watch all of those movies, both of those movies?
All three, Doug.
Anyways.
Cool.
But yeah, this book has been just kind of, like, quietly very good.
Yeah.
Every issue.
Now it's loudly very good.
And this issue did definitely feel like a turning point where it was just like, because the first three issues were good.
They're good,
but they weren't like anything like crazy good. And this one, it felt like it finally clicked, like it made sense. Like, oh, this is what this book is. That's awesome.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. Exactly. I don't know. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, I'm really, really excited for this. I am wondering still what the Netflix involvement is. If it gets turned into a big budget show, fucking do it, Netflix. Do it forever.
That would be cool as shit. I think this would be really cool as a show.
Yeah. I feel like Wizards and stuff like that, we haven't really gotten a huge Wizard show thing on television or movies since Harry Potter. You know?
I just, like, it's always the dream, like, I mean, we're kind of getting it with Fantastic Beasts, but Fantastic Beasts is not very good. Yeah. But, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But, like, this idea of, like, the adult version of Harry Potter is, like, a thing that's always been floating around of, like, what if there was a thing that, like, used everything that's cool about Harry Potter, but it was fiction for us now that we're no longer children, you know, having grown up reading those books. At least I did. Did you read the Harry Potter books?
I did. I mean, I was definitely part of that train. Like, it was really cool how they, like, went from those ages and they aged up the books as the characters in them aged up, which was probably one of the coolest writing things in those books. Like, J.K. Rowling, a lot of people who read a lot of books give her some shit for some of her techniques, but I feel like that's one of those things that in any sort of medium, storytelling, is really cool to do. Like, it was very specifically and pointedly done, and it was
long series like that. Like, because not only did she age up like the material, but also she just like developed as a writer.
Yeah,
and I think that's one of the really cool parts of that series too. Is just like long series like that, like watching kind of more novice creators like come into their own is like a really cool process to kind of watch happen through a creative thing. Like, that's one of the things I love so much about Grant Morrison and Richard Case's Doom Patrol is watching Richard Case like go from like passable comic book artist to like, holy shit, this dude is incredible.
Okay.
At the end.
Interesting. I really need to reread. I'm going to do it really soon. Cause I read those when I wasn't reading comics and I still love them. So I feel like I'll even love them even more, just like I did with Watchmen. In any case, Magic Horde is awesome. If you're not reading this book, you should pick them all up. I feel like 4 issues is not that much to pick up.
No.
You should do it.
I'm guessing this series is going to be 6 or 7 issues. I'm guessing. Not sure. That's generally... Yeah. I feel like Mark Millar generally works in like longer miniseries format these days.
Okay.
So I that's my guess. I don't know that they say. Yeah, they don't say how many issues this is going to be, at least in the book. But
okay,
that's my guess.
I'm down. Okay,
cool.
Coolio. Doug, what's your book you got to talk about?
My book that I have got to talk about this week. We talked a little bit earlier about the character, but let's talk about this issue of Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Yes, sir.
So this is Cosmic Ghost Rider number 4 by Donny Cates, Dylan Burnett.
Super like Death of the Humans. I'm just kidding.
I also feel like you can't mention this creative team without mentioning Antonio Fabela.
Fabela, yeah.
Because he's... God, the colors in this book are so good.
Seriously. And Doug, you have to read Skyward when that first trade comes out. He does the colors on that too. It's beautiful.
Okay. So this is basically the thrust of this series has been that Cosmic Ghost Rider, who is a future version of the Punisher, he has become the Ghost Rider. He served Thanos as his herald, or as his like right hand man. Yeah. Anyways, and he went back in time to try to undo where his life went wrong by raising baby Thanos to be good.
Well, he first wanted to kill him, and then he couldn't.
Yes. He went back to kill him, and then he couldn't because it was an infant and didn't want to do it. And so he brought him back and raised him as started to try to raise him as his own. But then people from the future started coming back saying, like, you created this horrible timeline. Everything's gone wrong because this fucking lunatic future version of the Punisher raised Thanos. And
he's so much worse.
yeah. So they went. So then the reveal at the end of the last issue was a future version of Thanos from this timeline coming back dressed as the Punisher. So good. So we go back to his timeline in the future now, and we see the future that this has created.
But wait, one second. I just want to go through this book as it progresses, because one of my favorite moments is him drawing Thanos as like the proud son with his thing on, like thumping his chest. I'm the Punisher. Like he's super proud of it, like a son would be going to his long lost dad. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's just, oh my god, these characters, like, okay, we can go on now. We turn the page, and
so the reveal here, after like thinking that this is going to be like, holy shit, how fucked up is this going to be? The first reveal we get is like, oh my god, this future is beautiful. It's this like rolling like farm landscape and the beautiful sunset, and there's these people living their lives, and they all seem happy, and they've got kids, and like it seems like just this beautiful, like perfectly calm world, like. And he says, like, we eliminate, like, there's no more crime, like, everyone is safe, and everyone can raise their families without worry.
It's a beautiful page, by the way, this double page splash. I love this.
It's absolutely gorgeous. So then, kind of, he talks about, how, he, had died in this future, but then, we get the other shoe to drop here, which is the reveal that this Paradise Land is up on a hill, or it's floating. I'm not 100% sure about the geography here, but it's like raised up above
plateau of some sort.
On this plateau, it's kind of like a plateau, I think. This paradise, and down below the plateau is this sprawling, never-ending Punisher, like, prison state.
Liberty in penance.
Yep. There's a giant blimp flying above that says Liberty in penance with a giant skull on it. There's 2 giant statues of Thanos and Cosmic Ghost Rider. There's like everything, all these skyscrapers are all just crumbling. The Statue of Liberty is destroyed. Like there is what appears to be, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be the sunset or what, but it looks like a giant lake of blood in the background.
I think it's the sunset, but yes, that's definitely what it's made to look like.
That's definitely what it's supposed to look like. But like, you know, it's just like everything is on fire. And there's Punisher logos everywhere. Yeah. So what it turns out is, Cosmic Ghost Rider said like he was going to try to raise baby Thanos to not kill because he wants to keep him from becoming a genocidal maniac.
Yes.
And so he did. He raised him to not kill, but also he raised him because he's the fucking Punisher, and he raised him to also be the Punisher. And so this is what happened, is Thanos, as the Punisher, not killing people, was merciful, and took all the people who, like, disobeyed their order and wanted to live outside of this, like, live outside of their law, and put them in this, like, never-ending slum.
Yeah.
This prison state. And Cosmic Ghost Rider is very upset about that. Like,
of course.
How could I have raised you this way? Like, I would never have done this.
This is such a father thing to do. Like, this is not what I do. This isn't what I do. Like, even though like, someone who doesn't understand, like, I guess, the minutia of how he feels would think this is what he does. And I can see that. It's almost like a misunderstanding the character, kind of a comment on that. You know what I mean?
It, like, is and it isn't. Because, like, it's very complicated, and I think it's playing with that. Because, like, the Punisher is a character who used to definitely kill lots of people. And then he, like, hit this low point in serving Thanos, where he was definitely helping murder many people.
Yeah.
He's trying to make this turn in his life where he's rejecting that part of himself. And yet, like, here it is kind of like showing that, like, even if you don't kill people, like, you're still basically this idea that you're still bad.
Yeah.
Like, you're still a person who seeks to, like, victimize people.
Now, one of my moments on that note that I love is when Baby Thanos comes in, be like, this is wrong, you're leaving those people to die out there. And then Baby Thanos pipes up, you said there's a difference between killing people and letting them die. And then he has that father like, wait, shit. Like, he's caught up in his words, doesn't know how to do it. And how did I end up surrounded by two of you again? Like, it's just...
It's so good. Yeah, Baby Thanos is just, like, calling him out on his contradictions.
Yeah. Well, because he doesn't really understand. He's still trying to figure out what being good means, I feel like.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
He did this whole thing on a whim, honestly. So
yes.
Yeah.
He's flying by the seat of his pants here. He had no plan. And, like, also, like, he's at the very... Part of the story is he's at the very beginning of going down this path. And he sees, like... He gets to see what the ultimate ramifications are for doing it. But, like, yeah, he's still in the, like, deciding phase.
Yeah.
Like, he has no idea what he's doing.
Do you see the seat of his pants? It's flying everywhere. Sorry. I just love that phrase. In any case.
Yeah, and it's so fucking heartbreaking seeing the emotional, like, distress that it causes, Frank Castle, like, seeing kind of, like, himself kind of reflected back at him in this horrible way like that.
Well, and then how about the next heartbreaking thing for him?
Yep. So then he tries to like reject basically this version of Thanos and is like, this is not how this will be, and I am not your father. Like, I don't want to be a part of this. And Thanos fucks him up.
No, I'm sorry. That's after.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's after the reveal of how Frank Castle is alive.
Oh yeah, because there's time travel shit in this story, and he went back to save Baby, and he saved Baby Thanos. Took Baby Thanos as a child.
So this is technically an alternate version of our present.
I guess. Well,
it would be
of the current continuity.
Of the current
Marvel
continuity,
present.
Marvel. Yes, present.
Yes,
yeah.
Because this is not an old Frank Castle like Cosmic Ghost Rider. Yeah. So this is like modern day Frank Castle. But they went back and they stopped his wife and children from being murdered.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that causes the ultimate confrontation where he's just like, this is all too fucked up. Like, I reject this. And Thanos then beats the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And basically is now forcing him to be his herald again in this timeline, just like in the other one. So it's just like this cyclical thing of just like, you can't, like, nothing you do matters. Thanos is going to end up this horrible dictator who's going to like destroy people's lives on this mass scale, and you are going to have to help him.
First, two things. Has Thanos always had laser eyes?
I'm always unclear exactly what Thanos' power set is.
Okay.
He vaguely has powers.
Okay.
I think that must be a thing.
I know he was like a mutant of Titan. So
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe
I know he absorbed the Phoenix Force at one point. So I don't know. Anyways,
okay.
He has laser eyes here.
My second thing is just the emotional abuse that Frank Castle has come over. Like, this whole time, like, he's just being batted down. I feel like it's such a cool journey he's going on. Yeah. And, like, one of these characters that, I don't know. There's so much care in putting him into this position where he's going to end up in Guardians of the Galaxy. I think it's going to be, it's just, yeah. I don't know what else to say. That's all I'm going to say.
I am very excited to see where, like, how knowing that they're going to continue using this character in more stuff like that with, like, through Donny Cates' writing. Like, I am excited to see, like, how they continue to develop the story of this character. It's one of the most, like, just exciting new characters in superhero comics in a while.
Yeah.
I feel like.
When he showed up at first in Thanos,
he's not even a new character. It's just like they're doing this fucking crazy new thing with him.
Yeah.
You know?
No, but like what I was going to say, like when he showed up in Thanos, I thought that if they spent too much time on him, because he was like all joking and stuff, I thought if they spent too much time on him, it was going to be super annoying, and I, thought it was going to be whatever, just there for comedic relief. But then it's just like throughout that, and then throughout this, like it's just become this huge thing. It's just focusing on the best aspects of him all the time. It's just amazing.
Yeah, Donny Cates is just like has this really, really good kind of finger on exactly where the right balance of humor and drama and tragedy and all of that stuff is in any particular book. Like, he has this character. He's less crazy. He's not really crazy all that much in this issue, but in general in this series, he has been kind of wacky.
Yeah.
But not as much as he was before. Like, he has subtly shifted him in a way that made him, he's the same character. He feels like the same character, but he works more as a protagonist in this book. And I think there's like this really, smart flexibility going on in Donny Cates' writing. And like how he shifts tones from book to book. He's shit's just so good.
I know. By the way, yeah, but this also, just going back to this cover, is just so like, I don't know, like it makes me feel so warm. And even while there's death and destruction all around, he's got this little baby just holding his skull head. And also, did you see Juggerduck on the ground right here?
Ha! That is Juggerduck.
I didn't notice that before.
That's funny.
But god damn it. Like, it's, yeah. How did this guy just come out of nowhere,
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's Burnett, by the way? He does the inks?
No, he's the artist. He's he does all the art.
All the art.
Yeah, just not the colors.
Just not the colors. Yeah. Okay. Have you ever read anything with Dylan Burnett? Because he does pretty fucking well, too.
He's really good. He's just a really good mix of like
goofy
cartooning and like drama. Like, those are some of my favorite artists, are people who are able to kind of toe that line. Like, it's able to be wacky and cartoon when it needs to be, but then when it turns dark, it very naturally feels dark without it feeling forced.
And even not even dark. Like, there's this one page where we're still in the nice part of his universe where Frank Castle's like, oh, I knew it. I knew there was hope. that I could do it. And you just see this absolute peace on his face, with the sun in the background, and he's crying. And then we go to a goofy picture of, baby Thanos eating a butterfly.
Yep.
Which is great. And then just the dour, older Thanos saying, I need to show you something. Like, that progression right there shows the flexibility in art in this whole book, I feel like.
Yeah. It's great all around. Highly recommended. You could read this on its own. You definitely get more out of it if you read Cates and Shaw's Thanos series.
Oh, which you should. Anyways, that was his first
you definitely should.
Marvel series, apparently. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did we say that? Was that on the show, or did we say that before the show?
I'm not sure. I know you said it today, but I don't know if that was on the show now.
Okay.
Anyways, let's move on.
Yes.
So Jack was asking me just before if Donny Cates ever made a transition over to DC.
When?
If we, what would we want him to read? So, I don't necessarily know that I want him to transition over to DC, but I would definitely be excited for it.
Wait, what's the character, though, that you would, be super excited for him to write on?
I'm trying to think what would be a good fit for him.
He's great at team books. He's great at single books. Let's think of a single here.
I think he would do really well in the dark supernatural corner of the DC universe.
Yeah?
So, something in the kind of, Justice League darky kind of
what if he just wrote a Zatanna series?
That would be cool. I think
John Constantine.
What if he I guess this is kind of repeating stuff he's done, but what if he did a Dr. Fate book? But I guess that's kind of.
But if it was more cosmically oriented, not ground floor, mystic stuff, super cosmically mystic stuff, do you see that a lot of that part of Dr. Fate? Or I don't know.
Dr. Fate is, I don't know, it's pretty mystical. It's not really cosmic all that much.
But doesn't the helmet come from aliens, kinda?
Not aliens, there's gods and magic shit, mythology shit. But anyways, God, who I don't even know. A Dr. Fate or a Zatanna.
Harley Quinn. That's who I want him to write.
No, fucking, I have it. John Constantine.
Wait, did you hear what I just said?
What did you say?
I literally said that right before you said Dr. Fate.
You did? Oh, yes! I must have been talking over you or something. I totally missed it.
Yes, that'd be perfect.
That's the fucking one. That is the right mix of he could make him sarcastic and genuinely funny in a way that some writers have trouble with, but also could write a fucking really fun, edgy, dark story with him.
And that's getting on that mystic stuff, but it wouldn't be repeating the best of Doctor Strange. Yes. You know what I mean? Because they're so different.
And also, John Constantine is a character who who definitely has the potential to mingle with a lot of different characters in the DC universe, which Donny Cates is very big on throwing comic book characters in a blender who don't normally interact, and just let's just see how these characters do together, and what you get out of it is just crazy new relationships and connections that never would have happened otherwise, because people tend to stay in their own corners.
Yeah. Now, I'm wondering, okay, I was just thinking what of the Trinity he would be really great on, but honestly, as much as I love Donny Cates, I don't know if he'd be a perfect fit for anybody in the Trinity, because they're not the kind of character I feel that he would drive with. I feel they're usually seen as more perfect. Not perfect, they're obviously flawed, but they don't have the kind of flaws that I feel he really does well on, you know?
For some reason, if I had to, gun to my head, pick one, for some reason I feel Wonder Woman would be
I agree. Yeah.
I think she's the right mix of tough and also has kind of a wacky kind of world and backstory around her in a way that he could really play with.
Yeah.
He likes to play with the mythology of characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I if I had to pick one, I think that would be the one. I think Superman's a little too straightforward for him.
Yeah, and obviously I'm sure he could do a great thing with Batman, but I feel
yes.
I just don't see that as much with him, honestly.
No, yeah. I think you have to play it a little bit too straight for Donny Cates to do. But fucking, like, he doesn't always do comedy stuff.
No, he doesn't. God, than Humans, remember?
God, yeah.
Same guy.
Even like just like Thanos was mostly non-humorous. Cosmic Ghost Rider was in there for humor, but like, anyways. Lobo. Oh, fuck, no.
No?
He would make it work because he makes all kinds of, like, I wasn't a huge Venom person before this Venom book, and that book is very good, but I don't like Lobo.
Lobo was great in 52 when I read him.
He was fine.
He was funny. He was really funny. Like, trying to be... Because in that book, he's trying to be, like, not kill people, but then they need him to, and then he just fucks everything up.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I think he could do that. He's definitely a writer who seems to me to be a big fan of like 90s, late 80s stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so he definitely seems like he would be a person who would like Lobo. But he could probably do it. If anyone could make me interested in Lobo, he could do it.
What's a character that you've never been interested in? That has, like, solo series.
I don't know. There's so many characters. I can't, fuck. Solo series? Well, they're making a fucking Bat Who Laughs series.
Hey, it's
Batman
Scott
Who
Snyder.
Laughs.
How do you know it's not going to be, really crazy good?
I don't even like the Batman Who Laughs stuff in Scott Snyder's stuff.
No, I know. I don't know why that's... Like, I know why it's happening. I get it. I just don't know why he's so obsessed with that guy.
He just really likes it. People love that character. I don't understand it. Ugh. Anyways, moving on. We've gone on a very long tangent.
Okay. Panel of the week.
Yeah, let's talk about our panels of the week. So, let's talk about your panel of the week here first. We got the first issue of this series here, so why don't you
Doug, what time is it?
The Witching Hour. Took me a minute to get the bit.
Oh, good job.
Much longer than it should have.
Okay, so yeah, my panel of the week is from Justice League Dark, The Witching Hour, which really I love. It's
great.
I'm really excited for this.
Perfect October thing. Like, we're gonna get an issue of this every week, and it's just a really fun really fun little mini series that's expanding on a bunch of ideas. It's really just a Justice League Dark is going weekly for October, basically.
Yeah. It is. And I thought there was going to be a lot more, separate or, weirdly different somehow, but it's just a continuation, and it's an awesome continuation. This is a great start, and the art is just, I think, beautiful in this.
Oh, yeah, it's great, and it's a great match for it. Feels like a very natural evolution of the art we were getting from Alvaro Martinez in the regular series.
Definitely.
But what was your favorite panel this week?
I have a couple from here. And this, by the way, everybody, this is partially one of the reasons why we're going to destructure this format a little bit, because we like talking about these fucking things, and they're so cool. Okay. So...
we want to stop having to focus in so much on specific things and just be able to kind of talk more broadly about the stuff we like.
Yes. So we have... my first one is... There's this page where they keep Zatanna behind after the Justice League Dark have talked to the regular Justice League, and they keep Zatanna behind, and they're like, hey, what's going on with Wonder Woman? She seems weird. And Zatanna's like, hey, just leave it. I think we'll be okay. He's like, you think so? She's like, I hope so. She leaves, and then Batman's just to everybody else in the Justice League, okay, who else is concerned? And I just love when Batman has these moments of levity, because it just feels it just feels funnier because it's Batman. You know what I mean? Who else? He's a human down there, even though usually he's very down to business.
I like when people do that with Batman in Justice League books, because I feel like that is the environment where he would open up. He's known these people forever. They're basically they're his co-workers. He works more closely on more big things with these characters than he does like anyone in like the Batman universe, you know, like other than like the Robins or whatever, you know. But like with the Robins, he has like this like mentor kind of relationship, not peer.
No, definitely.
So like, yeah, I like that when he's a bit more kind of like just human and naturalistic talking to them, you know.
Definitely. So in general, I love how this issue is organized as well. Like at the beginning, we get them talking to the Justice League and everything, and then as we progress through, they get distracted by this witch, and they start talking about Ted Cord on monitor duty.
Oh yeah,
isn't Ted Cord? I thought Ted Cord was okay. He's not dead. I thought he was dead for some reason.
He's not dead anymore.
Okay, he was Blue Beetle, right?
He did die a long time. He did die. It was right before in Infinite Crisis.
Yeah.
But he's alive now.
Okay.
He's like he's mentoring the current Blue Beetle.
What?
Anyways, they're talking about Ted Cord on monitor duty. That bit is funny.
I just feel like also, you know, that part's great, but the way it's structured really gives us a sense of the geography of where they are right now. Like the Hall of Justice, you know, that's Justice League has their little conference room, and then beneath the Hall of Justice is the Justice League dark stuff. And when we go there the first time, we have this whole page splash of the Swamp Thing drone thingies. I think this is such a cool page, and this is really my panel.
Oh yeah. So that page is so good.
It's so well done and intricately drawn, and all these different faces and lying down. Like I'm trying to count as many as I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 different Swamp Things, I think.
And probably these are basically, I think it's hard with Swamp Thing to really pick out exactly what references these are, but I do recognize a bunch of these, and these are all basically specific, like, ways of drawing Swamp Thing.
Okay.
Different artists or stories have used over the years.
And that makes it even better. Like,
like the one in the lower left next to the big beardy one who's lying down, that's like the original kind of look for him.
I can see that.
And then, there's just like lots of different looks for him. There's ones that are more palmy looking, ones that are more viney looking, ones that are more like a leafy bush.
Yeah. Can you see the one that I'm now going to call marijuana leaf Swamp Thing?
Yes. He has what looks like a big marijuana
literally
plant on his forehead, which is very funny.
If you smoke Swamp Thing, do you become Swamp Thing?
Well, you would have his fibers inside of you, which doesn't mean you are Swamp Thing, but it does mean that because he can travel anywhere there are plants and grow out of them. Oh, he can travel
inside of you.
He could travel inside of your digestive system and then come out your mouth or orifices or whatever.
Respiratory, not digestive.
I guess if you breathed it in, yeah. I guess if you were smoking it, you would breathe it in. Sure.
Okay, in any case, this drone, and then, of course, Detective Chimp from the back, from next to it. This is creepy. Detective Chimp is he's becoming one of my favorite characters, honestly.
Detective Chimp is so good, and he's so good in this series specifically because, like, he's the fish out of water here. He's been forced into this world because he has this magic sword, and he's, like, now caught up in all this shit. But, like, he's the skeptic here, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's a fun relationship to give him. And I like Man-Bat as, like, I didn't realize until this issue, they pointed out that Zatanna is the only one who actually uses magic. Yeah,
no, seriously.
On this magic team. They're all kind of tangentially related to magic, other than, like, Man-Bat. Mm-hmm. But Man-Bat's there as the, like, he's a scientist and he's fascinated by all this.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, she's really the main thing. And she can't use her magic now, so...
Yeah, which is, I think that's a fun, clever thing to do. And this is just really fun. I'm excited for more of this.
Yeah. We won't go through the whole thing, but it's just like, a lot of shit is so great.
And that fucking Swamp Thing page is so good.
Yeah.
Very great. And speaking of, like, just kind of building off of what you said to go into my panel of the week, like, between Justice League Dark and Bendis's run on Superman and the book that my panel of the week comes from, Justice League, it really is starting to feel like we're getting a much more interconnected DC universe than we've had for a long time. I know that that's not necessarily something that you would have maybe picked up on.
No, I definitely feel, well, if in any case, just taking note, like, of us feeling the building of the Hall of Justice, Justice League, that's all it is. Like,
I think the Hall of Justice and, like, the way that they're tying these other books like Justice League Dark into that, like, really starts to, like, giving this kind of sense of geography and place to these characters through having this place on Earth that's tied into, like, the Earth geography of the world of the DC universe is something that's really, really fucking cool, that, like, is not necessarily a thing that's always a part of the DC universe. Like, the DC universe tends to a lot of times be very siloed in their own little corners, and, like, Batman's often is doing his Batman stuff, and, like, Superman's off doing Superman stuff, and, like, they're in the Justice League book together, but, like, you don't get the sense of them like, kind of, like, living in this wider world all that much usually. It's like this special thing that they're teamed up. And something that I really love about this Justice League book that is indicated by my panel is, like, this sense, that that this place, this Hall of Justice, is this kind of nexus for the DC universe, this gathering point for all of these characters. And this is what I was hoping for with this series. They have a panel in here that is, they have this reveal in the Hall of Justice of the cafeteria. And it's just a million DC characters, and they're all theoretically, like, they're, like, whatever. They haven't really explained what exactly the, like, membership deal is, because there is the core team, but then all of these people, it seems to imply, are, like, associated with the team. They're somehow, like, members.
Yeah, I think
at the Hall of Justice or whatever.
Consultants of some sort. But, like, you have one of my favorite things about this panel, and I just noticed it, and I'm glad you picked this because it's awesome. Like, you have Swamp Thing and Man-Bat eating together because they're on Justice League Dark. You have the Terrifics at the same table. You have Metamorpho, Plastic Man, and Element Girl right there.
Phantom Girl. But yes.
Phantom Girl. I'm sorry. Did I say Element Girl?
You did.
I was thinking about Element Dog.
But yeah, like, and it's just like a whole bunch of DC characters, and just like this, like, they're in, like, their little teams and stuff, but then they're kind of all mingling together. And it's this idea of the Hall of Justice, and the rest of this issue kind of expands on this, but as, just this gathering point for all these characters, that they all have relationships to each other, and they all know each other. And it just makes this world feel so much richer through seeing it, you know? Like, it feels more like a place. Like, I fucking want to go to the Hall of Justice. They make it seem so cool.
Yeah. Like, look at this moment of Black Canary coming to her seat and seeing a Green Arrow with a present. You know? Like, that's a moment that, like, you feel, even though it's in this background. You see Detective Chimp at the bar alone, looking back, theoretically, towards Swamp Thing and Man-Bat eating together.
Oh, yeah, he totally probably... it's... I think... I'm not sure if Swamp Thing is noticing Plastic Man, or if he's looking
he's noticing Plastic Man, but Detective Chimp is looking on at them eating together, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So it's just... they build these moments in the background here that just... it seems like a huge initiative to really do that, and I think it's really, really cool.
Yeah, and, like, it's an effort here to include both the really big characters. You know, you've got members of the Justice League in here, like Jon Stewart and Flash, and like Black Canary, but then and Swamp Thing, but then you've also got, like, Animal Man is in the background, and Natasha Irons is there in the middle, you know, like, and I just love thinking about the Hall of Justice as kind of, this gathering place. That made me the reveal that that's what I was hoping for with this. with this element in this series. And this was kind of the reveal that was totally the case. And that made me really happy. And I hope they play around with like the Justice League interacting with these other characters a lot in this series.
Definitely. And then just there's a sign that says alien food.
Where's that? There is.
Over Swamp Thing. Alien food.
Yeah, because we've got Ferdinand, the chef, the bowl. Wonder Woman's Minotaur friend.
Wasn't that a character too?
I don't know if they've had him in this series, but wait, what do you mean?
One of your characters that you gave me, I think.
I think I gave you Hell Cow at one point.
No, I don't know who that is.
Anyways, so yeah, Ferdinand is a Minotaur, and he is friends with Wonder Woman. He's from Greg Rucka's Wonder Woman stuff.
Okay.
Anyways, but then yeah, just like building on that, this whole issue is basically about the physical like space of the Hall of Justice and like how all of the core team have their what they call
oh yeah, they call it something specific. Their like home base, their room, their
domain. It's domain.
That's
yeah.
it.
They all have their own domain. Like Aquaman has this weird castle thing in a lake inside the Hall of Justice, but then under the sea there's this like old his father's old fishing boat, and that's actually kind of his domain. Yeah. And the castle is for show, and I like that idea. And then Superman has a glass room that just has like a desk and like there's a floating bed for crypto. And just like pictures of like his family and articles he's written, and it's just like this idea that he's so open and just like he is very open about like who he is and what has made him him. Yeah. And then Batman's very private, his Batcave, and no one can go in there. Which I have to imagine someone else. I don't know. Maybe it's. I think that would actually track with this Scott Snyder version of Batman that he would spray paint, keep out, and a bat sign on his door. Flash has a lab because he has super speed, so why would he need a bed there, you know? He just has like a testing ground. Jon Stewart is a military man, so he just has like this very basic kind of like den and like a cot.
Isolation chamber for Martian Manhunter.
Oh yeah, I missed that one. Yeah. But it's also like kind of a danger room, like he can just like a holodeck.
Yes.
So he can like make it look like whatever anybody else wants when they come to visit him, and then Hawkgirl just has a trophy room because she has all these lives. And then they bring up the Justice League Dark place below there, and there's a chapel that Wonder Woman is building here, and I just listed a million things.
I know.
But it's just like I love this kind of shit. This idea that like this is a place and like there is a layout to it, and it just feels so much more real. And like now when they go to one of these rooms, it's going to feel nice because it's not like they just made up a room to suit the scene that they have to do.
Yeah. You know where it is in the geography, and you know where we are completely, and you're grounded in it.
Yeah, I love it so much.
I mean, it almost makes like it's developing like the character of the Hall of Justice in such a cool way. So it's like a character in and of itself, you know?
I hate you. I hate you so much.
Ongoing joke for anybody that doesn't know.
But yeah, so I just rambled about how I love that this is a physical place, but yeah, I really enjoyed this issue, and seeing this as that gathering place really made me happy. Cool.
Yeah.
Anything else?
This is a really, really good week. That was such fun.
Yeah, it was a very strong week. We've had a few really strong weeks. The last few weeks, there have been very few books that I have read and then gone like, that was okay. Which
is really sad because it means we have to get so many. God damn it.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's a good problem to have.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, okay. What do we got? I got some stuff written down for next week.
Oh yeah, what do we got next week?
We got okay, yeah, I guess I didn't really have it up, but I have it up now. So one thing that we have is Venom which is continuing, and it has a different artist this week.
Oh, who's the artist?
Iban Coelho.
Okay.
Do you know who that is?
How do you spell that?
Iban Coello.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I will look this.
He apparently did some Venom stuff before, and I think he's just coming out for this one issue, because I think we just ended a huge arc. I think this is going to be like a sort of a filler, but going into like Eddie's emotional journey, it sounds like.
This is the next issue of the regular series, though? This isn't like an annual or something?
No, this is the next issue.
Okay.
But should be interesting. Avengers, I'm going to drop if it's not great this issue, because we're starting off on a new problem to solve, and they just ran off to go find it. If I don't love it, it's gone.
Yeah, probably the same here.
Then we have Farmhand, which you're caught up on, right?
Yep. Very much enjoying that.
Are you picking up Hawkman or not? I'm not going
I'll have to look at how heavy next week is. If next week is heavy, I might not.
Okay.
I want to, because I like the Atom, and I think they're kicking off a whole Atom crossover arc.
I know, but
that sounds awesome, but
it could be just
writing
an issue
on that
thing.
The story in that series has like been kind of, it's too slow.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
And then we have Superman, which should be good. Quantum Age, finally. I feel like it's been forever since we had that.
Mm-hmm. I gave us some false warnings on that one a few times, but
yeah, you did.
Yeah, Quantum Age is coming out.
Oh, and the other one, Immortal Hulk, and then I wanted to flip through this one called The Last Space Race. So,
I had that one on my list, and then I removed it because I am having a pretty heavy week next week.
Okay,
which probably means I won't pick up Hawkman.
Yeah,
but
I'm thinking, I don't know. I think I might get Last Space Race, but apparently there's a writer on it that wrote a couple episodes of Legion.
Oh,
so that's interesting to me, and it seems like an interesting plot. I think. Yeah, I'm gonna flip through it. Maybe I'll get it. Who knows? But yeah, not too bad of a week. For me.
Also, just I did mention this last week, but that Halloween special for DC is coming out next week.
Oh, that's next week. Okay.
Again, never a necessary thing to pick up, but I am just very excited for Halloween, and I am. Oh, by the way, I was going to pick one up today, but the store didn't have it. But I'm going to pick up the first omnibus of Hellboy. I've read a bit of Hellboy, but like a few of the old smaller trades. They started coming out with these bigger omnibus editions. But I was confused for a really long time because they said collected for the first time in chronological order. And I assumed, because Hellboy is a series that like jumps all over in time, that meant like we're going to be printing them in the order in which the stories happen, you know?
Ew, no, I don't like that.
Which like I was like, no, that sounds bad. But then I found out it meant like in which they were published. So,
okay, so that's good.
So I'm definitely gonna pick that up because I want some more spoopy stuff.
Spoopy. Good.
Spoopy.
So wait, that's coming out, that's like being released like now?
No. I was just remembering because I was very excited about it this morning because I was going to get a copy of it and then the store didn't have it. So anyways, I'm going to pick one of those up this week sometime and read that this October.
Very cool. Very nice. We have to reread Witches, remember, too.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I don't know if we said that on the show. No, you just texted me about it. So Witches is a series by Scott Snyder, everyone. And it's a horror story that's fantastic. And they have been putting out Image has been putting out like stories in their Image Plus magazine on Witches. But they're preparing for a volume 2, straight up volume 2. And so they're releasing all those Image Plus things as a trade. Right, Doug?
It's not a trade. It's like a really big issue because they were all like basically little mini installments. Yeah. In this Image Plus thing, so they're reprinting all of those in one with a conclusion that they have not ever printed. So it's like you read a bunch of it, and now they're giving you the finale to it.
Okay. Very cool.
So yeah, so I'm very excited for that. That's on Halloween.
Awesome. Cool.
All right. Well, that's gonna about do it for the show. If you made it thus far, thank you so much for listening. We ask that you please give us a review or star rating on iTunes. It's the biggest thing you can do for us as a show. If you liked it, let someone know about us. And we release on Sundays, so be sure to check back in next week. Or even better yet, subscribe to the feed. And you don't even have to think about it. It just shows up on your phone.
Yeah. Damn, you went through that fast. Good job. You didn't even say with your mouth or with your mouse.
No, because I refuse to say that.
Okay. Well, you can do that with your mouse specifically. On iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, Overcast, and Google Play Music. I guess you could release a recording of you saying Comics Covered is great on one of those too, though. So,
like as its own show?
Yes, its own show.
Yeah, it's just called Comics Covered is Good, and then people can subscribe to that. There's only one episode.
What if it's just like this middling review? Like, and they made this whole recording. It's just Comics Covered is fine. They're just talking about comics and shit. We
are also, as I've mentioned the last few episodes, we're on Spotify now. So
Spotify, that's right.
You can listen on there.
So whichever podcast app you prefer, we've made you a cupboard. In the meantime, before the next episode, you can find us on Twitter and Facebook under the handle @ComicsCovered. We also have web archives on comicscovered.libsyn.com and on our YouTube channel. We have stuff on Facebook as well, so that's fun. If you have a question or feedback and you want us to answer something, get a hold of us in physical person. Send us a message on Facebook or Twitter, though, at our email, comicscovered@gmail.com. Thank you all for listening. We know there are some people out there, so if you listen to this part, I hope you know that we thank you for the rest of the time, too, just in case you turn it off. I am Jack.
And I'm Doug.
Yeah.
And this has been Comics Covered.
Cheerio, mates.
Thanks.